So I built this little device and hid it in my sister's room. It makes this annoying buzzing sound completely at random. And the best part, she has no idea where it's coming from. This wasn't just about making noises. I wanted to make something fun and sneaky. A little wireless buzzer I could control over Wi-Fi from anywhere. It had to be small, battery-powered, rechargeable, and, most importantly, sneaky enough to hide anywhere. And if I could keep an eye on the battery without even touching it, even better. When I started this project, I gave myself a short checklist. 1. Must be remote controlled from my phone. 2. Runs on a rechargeable battery, no disposable batteries. 3. Small enough to hide in plain sight. And 4. Long enough battery life to keep the prank going for days. The brain of this build is the ESP32-C6. Why this chip? Well, it has Wi-Fi 6, Zigbee, and Thread support, which makes it future-proof. I actually wanted to run it on Zigbee for lower power usage, but I'm still waiting for my Zigbee coordinator to show up. So for now, it's running on Wi-Fi. If you don't have a C6, you could easily adapt this to something like an ESP32-C3 or even an ESP82-66. You just lose some of the low power features. Here's what I ended up with. ESP32-C6 as the brains. Small active buzzer for the sound. Active means I don't have to generate tones in code, I just give it power and it beeps. 3.7 volt lithium ion battery for power. Small, light and rechargeable. 2 200 kilo ohm resistors forming a voltage divider so I can monitor the battery level safely. Custom 3D printed case to hold it all together. Why 200 kilo ohm resistors? Lower value resistors would draw more current all the time, which means more battery drain. Higher values equals less drain. The trade-off is a little more noise in your voltage readings, but for battery monitoring, it's perfectly fine. If you're new to voltage dividers, here's the quick version. Imagine 2 resistors in series between your battery's positive terminal and ground. The voltage at the midpoint is a fraction of the battery's voltage, based on the resistor values. With 2 equal resistors, like my 2 200 kilo ohm ones, you get exactly half the voltage at the midpoint. So if the battery is at 4.2 volts when full, the midpoint is about 2.1 volts. That's safely inside the ESP32's ADC input range, which maxes out at around 3.3 volts. As the battery drains, that midpoint drops too, and I can use math in ESPHome to turn that into a percentage in Home Assistant. In ESPHome, I set it up so the buzzer is exposed as a template switch in Home Assistant. The ADC sensor reads the midpoint of the voltage divider. I multiply that value by 2 to get the actual battery voltage. Then I use a lookup table to map voltage to percentage. The template switch means I can trigger the buzzer instantly from my phone. The voltage reading updates every time the ESP wakes up, so I always know how much battery is left. The wiring is dead simple. The buzzer goes from one GPIO pin to ground. The voltage divider connects between battery positive and ground, with the midpoint going to an ADC pin. Battery connects directly to the ESP32's BAT pads. One tip, make sure your buzzer is wired the right way around. Some are polarity sensitive, so reverse wiring might make it silent. Before I jumped into soldering, I breadboarded the whole thing. That way, I could check that the buzzer actually works with the GPIO pin I chose, make sure the ADC readings matched my multimeter, and test how quickly the battery drained while the ESP was awake. If you skip this step and go straight to soldering, you're rolling the dice. And desoldering tiny wires in a cramped case is never fun. I wanted this to look like a finished product, not a mess of wires, so I designed a snug little enclosure in FreeCAD. It's got space for the ESP32 board and battery, a USB-C cutout so I can charge it without opening the case, internal supports to keep the board from shifting, and just enough venting for the buzzer to sound loud. If you don't have a 3D printer, you could use an off-the-shelf project box, an old mint tin, or even hot glue it under a piece of furniture. Now, let me tell you, getting ESPHome working on the Seed Studio ESP32-C6 was not as smooth as I had hoped. First, I hit errors compiling the YAML. Then, once it flashed, some components just wouldn't work. The trick was to start with a bare minimum, just Wi-Fi and the buzzer. No battery monitoring, no fancy sensors. Once that worked reliably, I slowly added the extras. If you're fighting with a C6 in ESPHome, strip it down, get the basics running, then build it back up. In Home Assistant, the buzzer shows up as a simple toggle. I also see a battery voltage sensor and a percentage reading. From there, I can trigger it manually from my phone or computer. Set it on a schedule, for example, buzz every 15 minutes, and link it to other automations, like buzzing when the front door opens. Once it was working perfectly, I snuck it into my sister's room. It's small enough to hide behind a picture frame, on a bookshelf, or under the bed. Now, I didn't actually record the prank itself. Sticking a camera in my sister's room felt a bit weird, but let's just say the random buzzing definitely left her confused. In the end, the project didn't really do anything useful. It just made an annoying sound. But it was a fun build, and I learned a lot about ESPHome, battery monitoring, and 3D printing enclosures. So that's my Wi-Fi controlled, battery-powered, home assistant integrated buzzer. It was a fun build, way more satisfying than buying a cheap noisemaker, and it's totally customizable. If you want to build one, I've put the YAML, wiring diagram, and 3D print files in the description. And if you've got ideas for harmless pranks or ways to upgrade this, maybe motion-triggered buzzing or a Zigbee version once my coordinator arrives, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and wish my sister good luck. She's gonna need it.